So we'll start seated and we'll do our pranayama or breathing to start with. So just settle yourself back into the chair. Make sure that you've got your base of the spine snugly in the back of the chair and that you're seated and you've got your shoulders being supported by the back of the chair. And then placing your hands either onto your thighs or palms facing up to the ceiling up in your lap. And we're going to close your eyes if you want to, and we'll do some guided breathing. So just taking a breath in through the nose, filling the lungs with air as you do so, and then breathing out and feeling the body relax. Breathe in, fill the lungs with air, and breathe out and feel the shoulders and hips relax. And so with the next in and out breath, I want you to focus on the part of the body that might be a little bit tense. It might be the lower back, it might be the thighs, you might be holding tension in the shoulders. Breathe in, and on the out breath, allow that part of the body to relax and soften. We're taking this time as we're breathing to focus in on our own body, but also prepare us for class and calm the mind. So this time, breathe in, and then if there's any unwanted thoughts or any busyness in the mind, try and send it out on the out breath so that your mind is clear and empty and focused. And then bring your breath back to a normal breathing. And we're going to warm up the neck, so dropping the chin to the chest. Feel the stretch down the back of the neck. Slide the chin across the chest in a half circle, so you're doing a no action from side to side, easing out any stiffness. Feeling a few clicks myself today. And then bring the chin back to the centre of the chest. Lift the head up and blink the eyes open if they're not open already. And then take your gaze over to the right and feel the stretch in the butt side of the neck. And then take your gaze to centre. Take your gaze over to the left. Take your gaze back to centre. And this time drop the head over to the right shoulder, so the right ear is going to the right shoulder, and feel a stretch down the side of the neck. Bring the head back upright and take the gaze over, take your left ear to left shoulder. And then bring the head back upright. And then this time release the left hand and bring the hand kind of in a kind of 45-degree angle position just here. And now take your right ear to your right shoulder and feel an extra stretch down the side. Bring the head back up and place the hand in the lap. Take the other hand out to the side in a kind of 45-degree angle and take the left ear to the left shoulder. And then bring the head back up and bring the hand back into the palm, into your lap. So we're going to sit up nice and straight and tall, finding chair mountain. So find the two sit bones that you have at the base of the spine. So you'll feel on your hip, you'll feel those two sit bones and have a little wiggle and feel those. And then you're going to lengthen the spine. So rather than lengthening with the chin, you're going to keep your chin level, but reach the top of the head to the ceiling and lengthen the spine. And draw the belly button in at the same time, so you're engaging your core muscles. So this is about our core work that we're doing just here. So in this position, this is chair mountain pose. We're going to breathe our shoulders in towards our ears. Breathing the shoulders in, and then on the out breath, lowering the shoulders down back. Breathe in. And the shoulders lift, breathe out, and the shoulders lower. This time I want you to depress the shoulders into the back. So you're going to lower your shoulders a little bit further than normal. So feel those, activate those shoulder blades, feel the side muscles working, and then release, and then give the shoulders a bit of ease out, and we'll do that once more. So again, sitting straight and tall, lowering the shoulders into the back. So we're depressing the shoulders into the spine, warming the back muscles and the side muscles up, and you'll feel those shoulder blades working. And then release the shoulder blades. And we'll just do some circles with the shoulders. So we're just going to do some gentle circles. So you can make these as small or as big as you like, depending on how you're feeling today. So we're just going, I'm going up and back and round. And then warming up the shoulders. And then coming forward and bringing the shoulders forward as well. So bringing those. Good. And then just a little bit of an ease out, so maybe a figure of 8, so one after the other, and again going forward as well. Circular motion. Lovely. So I'm sitting in chair mountain pose, and we're going to work on our sit bones here. So we did this last week. So we'll start with cow cat, but using our pelvis to start the movement, and then we'll go into kind of little rolls with the pelvis. And we did that on Wednesday, so we'll repeat that because it's really great for the pelvic floor. So I'm going to tip my pelvis forward. So I'm gently going to arch my back and tip my pelvis forward. And then I'm going to take my gaze up towards the ceiling and draw my elbows back into cow pose. And my gaze goes up towards the ceiling. So my elbows are reaching back towards the back of the chair, my spine is arched and my pelvis is tipping forward. And then I'm going to draw my hands forward down my thighs, and then I'm tucking my pelvis under. So I'm reaching and my gaze goes forward. I'm creating space between the shoulder blades, and I'm drawing my belly button in towards my spine. So this is cat pose. We'll do this again. Inhale, draw the elbows back, tip the pelvis forward, arch the spine, and take the gaze up. Exhale. Draw the hands forward, tuck the pelvis under, and take the gaze forward. Again, last time, into cow pose, tipping the pelvis forward, arching the spine, taking the gaze up, and exhale, tucking the pelvis under, and reaching forward, and creating space between the shoulder blades. And then come back into our chair mountain pose and see how we're feeling with our back. And now we're going to do some pelvic rolls. So using the pelvis, I'm going to tip my pelvis forward. So I'm arched, but I'm not taking my gaze up, but I'm just tipping my pelvis forward. And then I'm going to find my right sit bone by taking my weight over towards my right sit bone. And then I'm going to tuck my pelvis under, as we did in cat. And then I'm going to find my left sit bone here, and then I'm going to tip my pelvis forward in a roll. And then if we do that in a smooth action, what we're doing is warming the pelvis up in a circular action and using the lower back and the pelvis to instigate the movement. That's right, well done. And we'll just keep rolling one way to start. And easing the lower back and easing the pelvis. And then on your last roll, just come back to a seated chair mounted pose, and we'll go the other way. So I'll do it nice and steady for you first. So tip the pelvis forward, and then find that left sit bone, tuck the pelvis under, find the right sit bone, and then tip the pelvis forward. And then again, we'll just use a smoother action to wind and do rotations of the pelvis. Good. And on your last one, coming and then finding a easy sitting pose again. Brilliant. So we'll start to warm up our shoulders now. So we're going to just take our hands towards our shoulder blades, and we're going to take our elbows out, and we're going to do some circles with the elbows. So starting small, very small elbow circles going backwards or forwards, depending how you'd like to do it. We'll do both ways. So starting small, and if you want to, you can take that, if you've got more facility, take that a little bit wider and a bigger circle. And then we'll do the other way, so whichever way you haven't done, either going backwards or forwards, finding that movement. And again, you can start off fairly small if you want to, with the small circles, but if you want to, you can take those circles nice and wide. Excellent. And then bringing it back to rest. Unwind the arms and just ease it. Have a little shake of the hands. Take your right hand to the right elbow, and we're going to lift the elbow up into cow face pose. So this is level 1. We might just be lifting the elbow up. Level 2 is take the palm of the hand in between the shoulder blades and take the left hand onto the elbow, right elbow, and lift it up. So that's level 2. And then level 3 is to have a little bit of a bend and a stretch if we can. So that's level 3, depending how we're doing. So just coming to whatever pose you can do. You might just be here, and that's where you are today. But you might be here, or you might be stretching and reaching over the top. And then bring yourself upright if you're bending, and then lowering the elbow down and helping it unwind. And we'll do that on the other side. So take the other elbow, whichever way, hand goes to shoulder. Use your hand to help you and assist you lift the elbow up if you can. And we'll just lift that up nice and high. And then if you can, take the hand in between the shoulder blades and take the right hand onto the left elbow or the other elbow, and then stretch and reach if we can do that too. And then releasing that and coming down, unwinding. We're going to sit forward into the chair. So just come slightly forward, and we're going to work on maintaining our facility, reaching behind our back. So we've done quite a few of these exercises. So just make sure you've got enough space behind you at the base of the spine. So we're sitting up nice and straight and tall in our chair mountain pose. And I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place the back of my palm into the small of my back, just here at the hip to start with. And then I'm going to slide my hand across to my left hip. And then I'm going to slide my hand back to my right elbow. That's it. And I'm just sliding the back of my palm of my hand on the base of my spine. So this is just helping us maintain that shoulder facilitation so we can reach behind us. So stretching behind and sliding that hand and then bringing it back onto the lap. And we'll do that on the left side. So take the back of the hand, place it onto the left hip, left hand on left hip to start with, and then sliding that hand behind us, feeling it all reach to the right, and then slide it back, feeling our shoulder stretch. And this is what we did on Wednesday, so it's quite a nice one. Easing out the shoulders, any frozen shoulders, and then bring it back. So we'll do our plate exercise that we've done before. So I'm going to have an imaginary plate, and I'm going to receive it from somebody on my right hand side. And I'm going to take the plate and I'm going to take it underneath my elbow and slide it up towards the top, the kind of middle of the back where your bra strap would be. And then I'm going to reach up a little bit, pass the plate over to my left hand, and then take it out and pass it over to somebody on that side. And then I'm going to bring it back. So bring the plate back, slide it where the bra, so I'm sliding my hand a little bit higher up and then taking the plate and passing it over to somebody else. Good. Bring that plate behind you, slide. It's a little bit higher up this time, and then open out. Bring that plate back, slide it, and then bring that plate out. Well done. And then bring the hand down. This time we're going to take our hands a little bit higher, so it's my combing my hair. So I'm going to take a hairbrush in my hand, my right hand, just here, and I'm going to take my hairbrush and sweep it over in front of my forehead and over the top of my head, and then bring it out. Let's do that once more. We'll do it 4 times in total. Bringing it over and sweeping it out. And then 3, sweeping, lovely, and 4, sweeping action, and well done. And then lower the hand. Again, it's just about maintaining your everyday movements. So bringing the hand above the head, sweeping and open, and sweep, and open, and sweep, and open. Great. and then bring that hand down. So we're going to do our little flow that we did on Wednesday, which was a new flow. So I'm going to bring my hands together into a namaste position or a prayer position, and I'm going to push the heels of my hands together. So push the heels of the hands together, and what we normally do is drop the elbows. Lift the elbows nice and high, so we're engaging the chest muscles, but we're also stretching the wrists and using our shoulders and our back muscles, and draw your belly button in at the same time. So draw the belly button into the spine so you're engaging your core muscles at the good. And then we're going to point our fingers up downwards. So I'm going to rotate my hands and they're going to point downwards. I'm going to feel a stretch in the wrists. Good. And then lift the hands up and then interlace the fingers. So I've got that. Turn the hands so the palms are facing out, and then stretch and reach those hands away for a nice strong stretch. Breathe in, lift the hands up towards the air, and then breathe out, lowering the hands in line with the chest, and then bring the hands back together, and then come back to prayer position, lifting the elbows up. So I'll add in something else. So we've got that. I'm going to add a little bit extra. So I'm pushing the heels of the hands together. I'm going to push my hands so they reach over towards the right hand side, but I'm keeping my body in line. So it's a bit of an arm and a shoulder stretch. I'm going to take my gaze over towards my left and have a neck stretch. Bring the head back in line with the body and bring the hands. And then we'll repeat that little flow. Turn the hands down. Palms together still. Lift the hands back up, feeling the stretch at the wrist, elbows lifted. Interlace the fingers and take the palms facing. Stretch the palms out. Inhale, lift the palms up towards the ceiling, stretching and reaching as high as you can. Lowering down, and then bringing the hands back to the chest, and then back to prayer position, lifting the elbows up. And we'll do that on the left hand side. So I'm going to push the hands over towards the left, take my gaze over towards the right, feel that stretch in the neck and the chest. Bring the gaze back, hands return to the center. Turn the fingers down, so we've got a nice stretch at the wrists. Lift the hands up, interlace the fingers, and turn the backs of the palms back. Push the palms away from you, and then lifting up towards the ceiling, stretching and reaching. Exhale, lower the hands down, and then bring the hands back to the chest and back into our prayer position there. And then release the hands and give the shoulders a bit of a shrug, because that's quite hard work on the wrists and the hands and everything, so that's really great. So we're going to do a little bit of twisting for the back now. So I'm going to do a bit of a lateral side bend. I'm going to take my right hand and place it, my left hand and place it onto the side of the chair. My right hand comes beside me. I'm lifting the hand nice and high, and I'm going to do a stretch over towards the side. So I'm just feeling that side stretch. Breathe in, lifting up, breathe out and lower. And let's do the other side. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower over and bend towards the right, stretching the left hand side. Supported, and then back up, and then lowering back down again. This time we're going to do both hands, so we have to work our core even harder. Lift both hands up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, and then as we out breath, engage the core muscles, draw that belly button in, and take both hands over towards the side. Use the core muscles to lift yourself back up, and then over towards the left hand side. You engage those core muscles a little bit further, draw the shoulders down. We don't want the shoulders beside the ears, we want to draw those shoulders down into the back. We're working our core muscles here, and then bring ourselves back upright, and then lower the hands down and shake it out a little bit, because that's hard work. Take the right hand and place it onto the left knee. Take the left hand behind you. Sit up nice and straight and tall. Find those two sit bones as we did before. And as we breathe out, I'm going to turn my gaze over towards my left shoulder. I've got a nice twist. Bring the gaze forward again and release the hands from the knee. And then take the left hand onto the right knee, the right hand behind us on the back of the chair or wherever we're reaching. And then take our gaze and twist it over and take our gaze over our right shoulder. And then bring ourselves upright. Lovely. So we're going to do our rainbow little stretch. And this time I'm going to add something with the hands, and it's our stretch over. So I'm going to take the right hand, I'm reaching it diagonally over across my chest. And my hand is going to be in a fist. And as I open and take my hand up nice and high, my fist is going to open one finger at a time. So if you can see that, I'm going to open my hand like we would in our hand exercises. But at the same time as taking my hand up and over my body. So I'm taking my hand, opening my hand, and opening my arm over towards diagonally over the right shoulder. And then as I bring it back, I draw my fingers in a fan action all the way over. So I'm combining two exercises here that we've done separately. Fan, hand open, and then reaching over behind you to the right shoulder, and then fan the hand back in again, opening those fingers and reaching across the body and stretching and feeling a nice stretch in that shoulder. And we'll do that twice on the left hand side. So fist to start with, reaching across the body diagonally, and then fanning the hand open and taking an arc or a rainbow all the way over towards the left shoulder, and then bringing it back and fanning the hand back in and back into a fist. And then we'll do that again, opening the fingers as we open our arms, and then bringing it back in again. Lovely. So we're just warming up the spine. And we'll come back to the exercise we did on Wednesday, which was creasing and stretching our side muscles. So we've got some side muscles just here that are connected to the hip. So I'm going to take my hand onto my shoulder blade, and I'm going to open the arm out to the side, my right hand. I'm going to crease at my waist. So I'm going to crease and take my elbow towards my hip. So I should have a nice stretch and a bend. And then I'm going to uncrease and take my elbow up and a little bit of a stretch this way. Good. And then I'm going to crease again. So it's a little bit of a flow. So we're flowing the movement into the waist. And this time I'm going to open the arm out and bend over towards the side and feel a bit of a deeper stretch. Bring the elbow in, and we're creasing the elbow to the hip. And this time we're going to reach over all the way over to the side and reach back over. And you might want to hold on to the chair if you're feeling a bit stretched. And then come back upright, and we'll do that on the left hand side. So take the hand to the elbow, I'm holding the chair, open the elbow out. Draw your elbow to your hip for a crease, feeling the waist crease, and then lift the elbow up, and we have a bend and a stretch over towards the side. Take the elbow back towards the hip, creasing at the waist. So this is contracting and elongating the muscles, and then open the hand out. Take the hand and the elbow, hand to shoulder, elbow to waist again. And then this time stretch right over if you can, all the way over, and stretch and reach. And then bring that hand back. And we're going to come to a forward fold. So we're going to walk our hands and down our legs and stretch our spine. So I'm very gently going to bend at the hips, taking my chest towards my thighs, and walk my hands down my legs into a forward fold. And I want to relax onto my legs. So I'm feeling my body relax onto my thighs, but I'm allowing my head and my arms to relax over. And I should be feeling a nice stretch down my spine. If you can relax the neck, do so. And you can test that out by either creating a no action or a nodding action. You'll feel a deeper stretch in the neck. And then we're going to come back up, walking our hands all the way back up, slowly, because we've had our head down, and bring ourselves back up and take a breath. And breathe out. And just right ourselves back up again. We're going to use our core muscles now. So I'm definitely seated forward out of my legs. I'm going to hold the side of the chair. I'm just warming up my knees. So I'm lifting my right leg up off the floor, and then I'm lowering it back down again. I might actually sit back a little bit so you can see what my feet are doing. because we're going to work towards more of a leg section, so you can see. So lifting the leg up, so we're just gently lifting the foot up and then lowering it down. So we're warming the knee up, bringing the knee up and down, just easing out any tension that we might be holding. And then leave the leg up, and we're going to do flex and point. So we're going to point the foot, and then we're going to flex the toes. Point the foot, and then flex the toes. Point the foot, and flex the toes. And we should be feeling a stretch down the back of the leg. Keep it flexed, and we're going to circle the foot at the ankle one way, and then circle the foot the other way. And ease out any stiffness. Now I know, Kathy, you've got a broken ankle, so just do one leg if you can. However, the extra weight with the pot might be helpful. So lifting the foot and then down again, lifting the foot and then down. Just easing out the knees, engaging the quads. So we should be feeling these big muscles working. And then leave the leg up there. We're going to flex and point. Feel a nice stretch of the foot, and then foot circles one way and then the other way, and then lower the foot. Excellent. So we're going to work our core muscles now. So I'm going to have my hands here. I'm sitting up nice and straight and tall in my chair mountain pose. I'm lifting my arms up nice and high. Breathe in and then breathe out. So your arms are repeating this action, but your legs are going to work as well. So I'm breathing in, my arms lift. I lift my leg, my right leg, hold it there, engage the core muscles, lower the hand, keep the leg up, find that core muscle sitting up straight and tall, and then lower the leg. So we'll draw the belly button in at the same time. So we're really working those arms and the core muscles. Lift the arms nice and high, lift the left leg, hold it for breath. On the exhale, lower the arms down, keep lifted, and then lower the leg. This time, both legs. Lifting the arms, up. Lift both legs, nice and high, good. Lower the shoulders down into the spine. Lower the arms, keep the legs lifted. We're keeping our core muscles nice and straight, working those core muscles, and then lower the legs. We're going to do that one again. Lift the arms, breathing in, and breathe out, lift the legs. Breathe in, breathe out, lower the arms. Breathe in, and then breathe out, lower the legs. Excellent work. It's a really strong core muscle exercises for us today. So I'm going to sit forward of the chair, and we're just going to do some marching. So I'm going to sit forward, and I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to lift it up nice and high. So I'm either taking my hands underneath my thigh or drawing my leg in towards me. And this would be a lunge in yoga, so I'd be lunging my leg. So I'm hugging my knee to me, nice and tight. And I'm trying to sit it up nice and straight and tall. So I'm not sitting back, because actually it's a two-way stretch between the front of the leg and the back, the glutes. And then lowering the leg down, good. And then we'll do that on the other side. So lifting the left leg up if you can, and either hold it underneath it or holding the knee, hugging it in, and then lowering the knee down. Excellent. So I'm going to lift one knee up this time with my own ability. So I can either, if I need some support, I can have my hands here and lift my knees up, or if we want to make it a little bit difficult, don't hold on to the chair. So we'll do this. And this works these hip flexors. So we're going to work on that. So lifting the hip up, lifting the knee up, and then lowering down, and then lifting the other knee up and lowering down. And then strengthening those. And we're trying to sit up nice and straight and tall without falling back into the chair, but using our core muscles as well to lift our knees up. So we'll do this now in a marching action, but with our arms. So I'm going to take my right arm up and my left leg lifts, and then I'm going to swap over. And then we're going to just keep going in a nice little steady action. And just speed that up with a little bit of core exercises and core work. Well done. Breathing in and out, and working our hips and working our arms, increasing our heart rate because our arms are having to work harder. Good. And then lowering the legs and coming back. We're going to open the knees out, so take the knees a little bit wider than the chair legs, and we'll just ease out some hip action. So knees together, knocking, so just easing out any hips. Bring them in and out as well. Working on that. And then just having the knees kind of a little bit wider. And we're going to take our hands on either side of the knee, and I'm going to dip my right shoulder down towards the floor and take my gaze over my left shoulder. So I'm bending the right elbow, dipping my right shoulder down and taking my gaze over my left shoulder. And I feel that stretch in the upper shoulder and in the right hip. And then bring the body upright, and we're going to dip the left shoulder this time. So dip the shoulder, slightly opening the left knee as well. So we're taking a gaze over our right shoulder. And then lifting up. Good. And then this time we're going to take our left knee in front of us, our right knee to the side. And so I've got my feet at a 90-degree angle. Take the right hand on the inside of the right knee and just open the leg out. So we're having a little bit of a stretch. And then we're going to come into our extended side angle pose. So option one is to take the forearm, and we're going to take the forearm into the thigh, and my hand is at my hip. And then options, different levels of taking the arm up. So we take our arm all the way over. And then the full seated pose is if we want to take this left leg and open it nice and wide into a seated one there, so we can try that as well. So find different levels that you would like. So if you're not feeling very comfortable and confident, you need some good support, just keep your legs at a 90-degree angle. Your hand can be at your hip or variations upwards. And then the full pose is the leg nice and long, and you just using the chair to give you a little bit of extra support with the arm nice and wide. So trying out different options that suit you today. And then bringing yourself upright. And then bringing that leg in, and we'll do that on the other side. So bring the right leg in, I'm going to open the left leg. And we'll just open that hip out just for a little bit of a stretch. And then we'll come into our extended side angle. So again, left forearm, left thigh, and it might be here. And then again, variations on arms depending on how you want to take it. All the way up, and then variations on legs. If you want to keep your legs here, that's fine. If not, extend that leg out and you come into a supported side angle pose. And then bringing that back in and bringing the leg in. Excellent work. So I'm going to come into our hand section now. So I'm going to come a little bit closer to you. So this is a little bit of a few exercises to help us with our hands and warm our fingers up. So now we've done the hard work, all body work, I'll bring the chair in a little bit closer towards you. So I'm just going to take my hands and we'll just do a little bit of piano playing. Side to side, working the elbows, side to side. Excellent. And then open the hands really nice and wide, fingers wide, and then close the hands into a fist. And then open the hands wide, and then close the hands into the fist. And now we'll come back to our rainbow opening fan section. So opening the thumbs, opening the first finger, the middle finger, the fourth finger, and the little finger, and then bringing those back in a fanning action. And then bringing it back in. So I'll do it against my orange shirt so you can see. So opening the fingers one at a time, and then closing the fingers, and then opening the fingers one at a time. And
Are you still doing your yoga? Yeah, it's alright, yeah, it's okay.
Closing the fingers. And then I'm just going to mute Marge. There we go. So Marge, you were that's fine. Then I'm going to take my first finger and my thumb together, and I'm going to create a little kind of imaginary bit of paper in between my first and thumb and first finger. And then an imaginary bit of paper between my middle finger. Maybe there's better. And then the fourth finger. And then the fifth finger. So we're really trying to open and stretch those fingers nice and wide. Can you see I've got my fingers really nice and wide and stretched, and then we're coming back the way we came back. The fourth finger, the middle finger, the first finger, and then open wide. Let's do that a little bit quicker. So this is for our coordination. So first finger, middle finger, fourth finger, little. Fourth finger, middle finger, first finger, and open. Once more. First, middle, fourth and fifth. Fourth, middle, first and open. Quicker. First, middle, fourth, fifth. Fourth, middle, first and open. First, middle, fourth, fifth. Fourth, middle, first and open. And then give the hands a shake, because we're working those out. Now we'll come to a circle. So try and create a circle with those fingers. So this is all about keeping your fingers and hands working fully. And then a circle with the middle finger. We'll do this slowly like we did the last time. And then the fourth finger. And then the little finger. Yeah, that's hardest. Fourth, middle, back the way we came, first, and open wide. First, middle, fourth, and little, fourth, middle, first, open. First, again, a little bit quicker, middle, fourth and fifth, fourth, middle, first, and open. First, middle, fourth, fifth, fourth, middle, first and open. First, middle, fourth, fifth, fourth, middle, first and open. Lovely. And shake your hands. Great. Just making sure that you can hear me. No, that's definitely off. So let's come back to the hands, and we're going to flex our wrists now. So we've been working on the fingers. I'm going to stretch my hands nice and wide. So I've got nice long arms, and I'm pointing my fingers towards the ceiling. So I'm stretching my wrists nice and high, feeling a good stretch in the wrist. And then I point my fingers down and stretch my wrists here. Lifting my fingers up towards the sky, and then back down towards the ceiling. And I'm stretching those wrists, lifting up, and then lower, lifting up, and then lower. Good. Take that right hand, palm to the sky, and then lower the wrist back down. So I've got my palm, that's it. Then we're going to take the left hand, and I'm going to pull the right finger back. So I'm gently stretching the ligaments down the wrist for each of the fingers. And then the fourth finger, feeling that stretch. And then the middle finger. And then the first finger. And then the thumb. And drawing the thumb back. And let's do that on the other side. So just give your shoulders a shake, because that's quite hard work. Then let's take the left hand, fingers pointing down. I'm going to take the little finger and draw the little finger back. The fourth finger. The middle finger. The first finger. And then the thumb. And then shake that wrist. Well done. So we'll come to our knuckle exercises now. So I've got my hands pointing upwards, they're facing, palms are facing. And I'm going to aim to bend at the knuckle, just here at the this bit just here. So I'm bending my fingers at my knuckle, and I'm trying to get them to point together in a nice flat position. Yeah, remember the thumbs as well. And then lifting up, and then we'll do that again. So bending at the knuckle, warming those joints up, and then lifting up. This time I'm going to bend my fingers, and the soft pads are going to come to the soft pads of my fingers. And again, remember the thumbs at the same time. And squeeze, so we're having a little bit of a squeeze, and that might be a little bit painful for some, but it warms everything up. And then lifting up and opening the hands, and then we'll do that again. And a squeeze. And then lift up. Good. And then shake the hands and fingers. Well done. So that was our nice little hand section that we've just been doing. So we're going to come to a little bit of guided relaxation to finish. So I'm just going to push the chair back. We'll do a little bit of stretching, just a couple of stretches to end, and then we'll come to our guided relaxation to finish. So I'm going to take the chair back. And we'll do our leg stretches to end. So sitting at the front of the chair, I'm just taking my right leg forward, and we're going to stretch the back of the leg. I've got my foot flexed, and I'm sitting slightly perched on the edge just so that I can bend forward. My hands can be on the side of the chair, giving me a bit of support. I'm reaching my chest towards my thigh, and I'm going to keep my back nice and straight and tall. And I'm going to stretch the back of the leg, the lower back. And then breathe in, lifting up, and then bring that leg in, and then we're going to stretch the other leg. So stretching, bringing that leg out, leaning the chest forward and having a stretch. Breathing in and lifting yourself up and coming back, and we'll do a little bit on for the arms. So I'm going to take my right hand over towards my left shoulder. My left hand comes onto my right elbow, and I'm drawing my elbow up and over. Having a stretch in the shoulder blade. And then releasing that. And we'll do that one stretch again over the top of the head. So take the hand towards the shoulder, and then lifting that elbow up. We'll do this one again because it's really great, and it offers you that facility. And then stretch to the tricep, and then we'll go on the other side. So take the left hand onto the right shoulder, hold the left elbow with the right hand, and draw that elbow up towards you. Lower the elbow, take the left hand to the left shoulder, and then lifting that arm up nice and high. Lower the elbow down and come back down again. And we're going to do a little bit of a massage for the neck and the head. So just taking your hands, and I want you to take your hands to the top of the head, and we're just going to give our head a little bit of a rub and finding any stiffness, because our scalp just needs a little bit. And again, finding at the base of the skull, don't go onto the spine, but just where the head meets the neck. Either side, there might be a little bit of stiffness, and holding there, then we could do a little bit of massage. And then again, where the hairline meets the head, just take the fingers onto the top of the head and draw the fingers downwards towards the ears, just in the hairline. And then we'll do that once more. So taking the fingers towards the hairline, and just with a gentle pressure, drawing those fingers down, and then coming down. And then coming back. And then give your shoulders a shrug as well. So just squeeze those shoulders. I'm not quite sure when we're going to get a massage next. So be nice to yourself. Lovely. So sitting back in the chair, we'll do our guided relaxation to finish. And just have your hands in the lap. Closing the eyes. And we'll take some breaths here. So breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth, and feeling the body relax into the chair. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and feel the shoulders soften and the back relax. Now, just do a body check, and if you're finding that you're tense in one part of the body, clock it. Breathe in through the nose. Take your focus and your breath to that part of the body, and on the out breath, relax as you breathe out. Breathe in through the nose once more, and allow the whole body this time to relax into the chair. Bring your breath back to a normal breathing. And working from the top of the head, we're going to have a focus and a conscious relaxation, working from the top of the head down to the feet. So bring your attention to your forehead, the top of your head, and the back of the head. And focus on relaxing that. Allow that relaxed feeling to travel down the front of the face. Focus on the eye sockets, the jaw, the front of the chest, and feel those relax. Take your focus now to the upper back and the front of the chest. Feel the chest and the upper back relax into the chair. Bring your focus to the middle of the back, the pelvis, the abdomen, and allow the back to relax into the chair and feel your abdomen soften. Bring your focus now to the thighs, the backs of the legs, the knees and the calves. Allow the relaxed feeling to travel down the legs. Feel the backs of the legs in the chair, and the calves and the knees soften. Finally, take your focus to your feet and your ankles, and allow the feet to feel heavy into the mat. Feel the feet connect with the earth, and then allow the whole body to feel relaxed. Start to bring your awareness back into your body if your mind has wandered. Breathe a couple of deeper breaths and sending energy into the lungs. Start to send energy through the breath into the fingers and toes. And give them a little bit of a wiggle. Maybe send energy into the arms and the legs. And begin to have a stretch. And a yawn. And then if we haven't blinked our eyes open, do so. And we'll finish our class once we're there. Have a stretch and then come into our namaste as a finish and a greeting and a thank you. So take care and namaste.